Today, we're going to talk about the WNBA conference finals. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming, right, to make a video about, some of the best playoff series in terms of the WNBA. And there's not that many. Unfortunately, there's just been a lot of blowouts, and it just hasn't come to, a top 10 list. But with the league growing, with the league advancing, in a short span, there are some really great conference finals implications with it. And yeah, let's just dive in and start with number five. We start this video off with number five, the 2022 conference finals between the Connecticut Sun and the Chicago Sky. So overall, when we look at this, the Connecticut Sun, they were 25-11. They were actually third overall in the WNBA. Chicago was 26-10. They had the second best record in the WNBA. I mean, they both were chasing some history. For the Sun, I mean, they were trying to go to their fourth WNBA Finals appearance, while the Sky were trying to get to their third, but also chasing back-to-back championships where they won in 21. So really, it came down to, you know, the star players. They came out to play, but the teamwork. And we start with game one. Connecticut wins 68-63. Candace Parker, though, for the Sky was amazing. 19 points, 6 blocks, 4 steals, and 18 total rebounds. She carried that team. Without her, this would have been a blowout. Game two, I mean, the Chicago Sky evened up the series, 85-77, on the likes of Jonquel Jones with for the Sun. She had 23 points, 2 blocks, and 7 rebounds. But Candace Parker with the 22 points, 3 blocks, 4 assists, and 4 total rebounds. Again, she carried that team. It was definitely a battle between the forward centers, and yeah, I mean, honestly, Chicago got the best out of it. Game three came down 76-72, much closer. And really, it was all about the teamwork of Chicago. Chicago had 4 players at 10 plus points. They definitely were, dishing it out. And again, it really showed that they were going to be a tough out. And the Connecticut Sun had to definitely come back, and they did. Game four, they came out hot, especially in the fourth quarter. I mean, they were dominant there. But overall, for the most of the game, Chicago had 80 points. Connecticut Sun had 104. Six Connecticut players had 10 plus points, but so did the Chicago. The difference, though, Connecticut was able to shoot 56.9 from the field and a 40 from 3-point range. So, again, it really helped them out. Absolutely. They were able to score quick and easy buckets there. Game five, that was the obviously winner take all to go to the finals. And the Connecticut Sun were able to do that 72-63. The fourth quarter, Connecticut dominated 24-5. So a huge bump as to why they won that game. 5 Connecticut players had 10 plus points. Candace Parker did not really much, man. 7 points. She had 4 turnovers, so it really cost them. And yeah, it wasn't. It definitely was not the way that Chicago wanted to go out. But yeah, Connecticut definitely proved they're worthy, and they got all the way to the finals. Number four, we have the 2024 conference finals. Yeah, Sun versus Lynx. Once again, the Sun were in the conference finals, and well, this was definitely a must watch series. Absolutely, both teams historical in their way in terms of championship pedigree. For the Sun, they were looking to get to their fifth finals appearance. For the Lynx, their sixth finals appearance. For the Lynx, I mean, they were 30-10. They were second in the whole WNBA. For the Connecticut Sun, they were 28-12. They were third in the WNBA. It started off game one, 73-70, the Sun winning. Bonner with 10 points, 5 assists, and 11 total rebounds. And Alyssa Thomas with 17 points, 3 steals, 9 assists, and 10 rebounds. So, again, superstars showed up. Game 2, Connecticut 70, Minnesota 77. Collier, Nafisa Collier, who is a tremendous basketball player, she had 9 points, 4 blocks, 5 assists, and 12 total rebounds. So, yes, absolutely, she was in the zone. Going back to game 3, Minnesota would take game 3 and be up 2-1, 90 to 81. Collier again came in, 26 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 11 total rebounds. With game 4, Connecticut Sun had to fire back. It was a, must win, and they won it 92 to 82. Connecticut had 9 total steals, and 5 Connecticut players had 10 plus points, so it was definitely a team effort. Then game 5 in Minnesota. It's a must win. Win or go home. 2-2. Minnesota won 88 to 77. It definitely could have been a lot closer, but Minnesota was just, they were, man, they were all over the field. Definitely, they ran a great organized offensive scheme against this team, and yeah, it paid off. Collier, I mean, was amazing in this conference finals. She had 27 points. She had 4 blocks, 4 assists, and 11 total rebounds. Williams had 24 points, 7 assists, and 5 total rebounds. She was, definitely playing that revenge game against her old team in the Sun. So overall, the Lynx did go back to the finals, and yeah, I mean, there's that. History is where it is at. But yeah, 5 game series. Disappointing for me, the game 5. So yeah, it definitely ranks low for me in a top 5. At number 4, I think it's perfect. Number 3, the 2001 conference finals between the New York Liberty and the Charlotte Sting. I mean, this sucks because I didn't have any footage at all for the 2001, uh, conference finals based off of, well, it just wasn't as watched as it was, which is crazy to say because, there's a WNBA player named Lisa Leslie who's one of the greatest of all time. So I feel like it should have been advertised a little more. But yeah, when looking at this for the Liberty, they were on their way. They wanted to get their fourth WNBA Finals and eventually try to win their first. For the Sting, I mean, this was going to be their first finals appearance. They were an underdog story, 18 and 14. They were fourth in the East. Had no chance. Liberty 21 and 11, second in the East. They were the major favorite. This was definitely back in the time when it was a 3 game series. So with game 1, the Liberty would win 61 to 57. Vicky Johnson, 6 steals, 7 assists. That's all you got to say, man. Defense and definitely being able to facilitate the ball. So that was a huge win for them. Game 2, Charlotte would win 62 to 53 to the Liberty in New York. Andrea Stinson, 18 points, 2 steals, and 8 total rebounds. She was phenomenal. And then the winner take all in Game 3. Charlotte Sting would definitely shock the world, winning 48 to 45 against the Liberty. They shot 93.8 free throw percentage, man, with Don Staley having 17 points, 3 assists, and 2 total rebounds. Overall, it came down to the free throw line, and yeah, they did what they had to do. Definitely barely missing, and yeah, the Charlotte Sting surprised the whole world by being in the WNBA finals. At number two, at number 2 is the 2018 WNBA Conference Finals between the Atlanta Dream and the Washington Mystics. I believe this was definitely a it was a dogfight. It was a dogfight, and Della Dawn, definitely in her final years of her career, in the twilight of her career, really, yeah, was able to have such a great impact, right? And Atlanta, they were definitely a team that's had talent, and was able to make the possibilities of going to the finals. When looking at it, I mean, the Mystics were trying to get to their first finals while the Dream, they were trying to get to their fourth. Yeah, the Mystics were 22 and 12, second in the East, while Atlanta was 23 and 11, first in the East. It was definitely a matchup I feel like everyone saw coming, knew what was coming, and was excited for that preview. Game 1, Washington would win 87 to 84. 32 points and 13 total rebounds for Deladon. She was insane, definitely insane. Great player, definitely one of the GOATs. Game two, Atlanta would go back and tie it up 78 to 75 because of Breland's 10 points, 14 total rebounds, and 7 blocks. Insane there. A great game. Game three, they would go to Washington, where Atlanta would steal that 81 to 76. Hayes would have 23 points, 2 steals, and 11 total rebounds. But game four, Washington just blew it out of the water 97 to 76. Fourth quarter, it was 15 to 25 in favor of Washington. 6 Washington players had 10 plus points. And then the winner take all in game five in Atlanta. The Mystics were able to win 86 to 81. Della Don was able to have a great performance with 14 points, 2 blocks, 4 steals, and 11 total rebounds to get the Mystics to their first ever WNBA Finals appearance. And I wouldn't say shocking the world, but I feel like Atlanta was favored just by a little bit. So Della Don, superstardom, absolutely, she showed out in the biggest moments. The number one WNBA conference finals in WNBA history is between the New York Liberty and the Detroit Shock. And definitely, a lot was on the line for both. I mean, for the Liberty is going to be a seventh appearance in the finals, which is crazy, man. It's a franchise that was starving for something, and the fact that they were able to get to the finals so many times, it's insane without a title. It sucks. And for the Shock, I mean, they were trying to go to the third straight finals. I believe this was definitely a time when they were winning championships, and it was, kind of like taking the Pistons and having the Shock and just having basketball just be so important to this city, especially with the sports wave that they've had, from their history of their city. So, when looking at it, Detroit was 22 and 12. They were first in the East. Liberty were third in the East at 19 and 15. This is a three-game series. Detroit game one lost to the New York Liberty 60 to 56. Kristen with 11 points and 11 total rebounds. Game two, Detroit would come back 64 to 55. Fourth quarter was 25 to 9 in Detroit's favor. Nolan with 22 points, 4 steals, and 6 total rebounds. In game three, it came down to the wire. Detroit winning 75 to 73. Nolan, McWilliams, Franklin, and Smith combined for 56 points, 7 assists, and 10 total rebounds. I mean, it's fantastic. It's a great series. They were all close games. This has to be number one.